Welcome to Daytime Toronto. I'm your host, Chris, and with me is the lovely and talented
Alana Elmer. Good morning.
Welcome to the show. I'm sitting here with author of Partners in Passion, David Price Francis. David, how are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Excellent. Thanks for being here on the show.
Thanks, Chris.
Yeah, so Partners in Passion is a book of yours, and
Yes, it is.
it's come out recently, earlier this year.
That's right. Yes.
And tell us a little bit about it.
Okay. Well, what I do is I study the energetics of relationships, the energetics of the human.
Yeah.
So my kind of main focus of my research, I call it energy worlds.
Right.
And inside of energy worlds, I've discovered that the masculine energy, the feminine energy, as in the yin-yang symbol back in ancient China, it expresses the idea that there's two different properties. When those two properties meet, they produce an attraction.
Right.
And they also then, over time, produce what I call a relationship field between individuals.
Okay.
The relationship field is when two people are attracted to each other. I say it isn't the man falls in love with the woman and the woman so much with the man. They both fall in love with what happens between them.
Right.
That's the third field. That's the relationship field. It's quite unique in every relationship.
It is. Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a common thread, even though it is unique to specific moments? Is there a common thread throughout?
The common thread is why it's called Partners in Passion.
Okay.
So it's the nature of passion.
Okay.
So when you look up the word ion in the dictionary,
Yeah.
it says a positively or negatively charged particle. So when you have a passion, you pass, literally, lots of ions. So it's an electrical thing.
Yeah.
And the words that really move human life are words like hope, inspiration, fear, love. These all describe energetic properties. They're not physical. You can get a bucket of water, but you can't get a bucket of love.
Right.
But
right.
it's a known power,
Okay.
but it's in the energy worlds.
Okay.
So relationship, the key to chemistry is energy.
Okay.
So the energy attraction happens before the chemistry between people.
And how does emotion work with that? Because emotion is a word we give to our feelings, but
Yes.
what you're trying to do is strip that away and sort of tell things for how they really are.
Yes, I think of emotion as energy in motion. So it's emotion.
Okay.
So again, when I have an emotion or you have an emotion about another person, you emote, you produce literally ions, you produce an energy transmission, you send it to them. That's why two people can be right across different ends of the room.
Yeah.
They look at each other and something goes, and you know that out of 1,000 people in the room, that's the person you're going to talk to.
Right.
Because something jumped across the space.
Jeez.
And that something is energetic. It's not physical, it's not liquid, it's not a gas, it's an energy.
Yeah.
We're energy beings.
And we're receptive, right? Like, so you obviously would both have to be on opposite ends of the room. You'd have to be sending that sort of glance.
Yes.
And the other person would have to be equally as receptive.
Yes. And then be on the same frequency.
And how does and that's actually
Yes.
happening like almost like the Matrix. Like
Yes.
there's ones and zeros happening around
It's
us that we
happening
can't even
all-
see.
It's happening all the time.
Really?
When you walk down the street, isn't it the case that sometimes someone just catches the corner of your eye, you exchange a glance?
Yeah.
Attraction begins mostly from the eyes. Well, almost always from the eyes, because the eyes are the main transmitters of energy.
Okay.
So that's why when someone's wearing sunglasses, for example, it feels like you're being cut off from them. It's hard to read them. So if someone's going on what I call an energy date, so in the book I talk about energy dating, which is that beginning of a relationship between man and woman. And so if one person's wearing shades, it makes it harder to read the person.
Of course. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're veiled.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they say the eyes are, what is it? The eyes are a window into the
windows
soul?
of the soul, that's
Yeah,
right, that's right.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
And now the book, you know, right here on the cover, positively transform your intimate relationships by understanding the mystery of energy exchange. So there is, it's a lot of talk about relationships between a man and a woman.
Yes.
And so, you know, explain what a reader can expect or what you would like a reader to take away from reading the book.
Excellent. Firstly, that relationships begin in the energy worlds.
Okay.
Secondly, how to enhance those energies. And it's possible to take definite steps to enhance the energies in one's own life. The first relationship begins with yourself, and then to enhance the relationship with others. It goes through techniques such as how to energetically clean and clear the space in which you live, the space in which you share with a partner, how to raise the energy vibration in your own personal energy field, how to be a better energy date. So, for example, one of the first keys for the man particularly, usually, is learning to listen.
Yeah.
Because
we can have a hard time doing that sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
And inside the listening process, the listening actually means receiving the other person energetically. And this shows up in body language. So I talk about reading people, because if, for example, you were to be transmitting to me and I'm not actually listening, but I'm rehearsing what I'm going to say next, gradually it'll turn up like you get a little fidgety. You'll feel like you're not being received. Then you see the body language start to change, the legs cross, the arms cross, person starts to withdraw.
Right.
These are signals that they're not feeling received.
Okay.
So one of the
Do you
first
feel
keys
received
is
right now? I feel received.
Good, I do
okay,
too.
Excellent.
Yes.
Well, that's great.
Yep.
Now, maybe give us a couple, without giving away too much from the book,
Sure.
because we want we want people to go
Sure.
and buy the book and read it. But give us some tips on maybe cleaning the energy in your house where you live, or give us a couple of examples.
Okay. Here's a straightforward one, which is begin clearing the energy where you sleep.
Okay.
So I would recommend from an energy standpoint, don't have an electric alarm clock next to your head because it interferes with your energy field. Clean out what's under the bed. If you've got old love letters, things like that under the bed, you're still sleeping with them. Another really interesting one, if you have an apartment and you're sleeping up against the wall, you could be sleeping energetically with the person on the other side of that wall because energies transfer through walls.
Okay.
So you want to look at where you sleep.
Okay.
You can use vibration. I teach using bells and other forms of vibration, like to clear the air. If I was to do this, that's a little thing that just clears the energy vibration.
Interesting.
So you can use, like in churches, they use bells in most ancient traditions. So I've investigated also world history and ancient sciences to discover these different things.
So it sounds like it's very scientifically based, but is there a spiritual element to it too?
Yes.
Because that's where there's a
Yes.
bit of a struggle between spirituality and science.
Well, the cleaner and clearer the energy field can be, the closer a couple can move to becoming what I call partners in spirituality, partners in illumination. The higher you go in the energy worlds, the more illuminated the energies become. The lower you are, the more toxic they are.
Right.
So abusive relationships, there's a whole chapter on addiction, abusive relationships. That's the dark end.
Okay.
The high end is spiritualized, actual illuminated relationships.
Okay. Well, this is very fascinating stuff. I wish we had more time to talk with you, David. But therefore, viewers would definitely want to go and check out the book.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. But thank
Okay.
you very much, David. For more information, you go to www.energyworlds.com.